We're going to talk this morning about the television ad. It has ruffled more than just a few feathers. We're talking about Democratic Congressman Bob Filner. He's running an ad claiming that his opponent, Republican candidate Nick Popovich, has not voted in 11 years. Filner is taking some heat for this. People saying the ad is more than just a little bit misleading. Joining me right now this morning is Nick Popovich himself. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, for having me here, Tom.
It's great to have you. You've obviously seen the ad. You've come out in response. Let's hear it on the record again. What is your response to this ad by Representative Bob Filner?
Oh, it's absolutely misleading. I have proof in it. You know, and this is just who he is. We heard he was going to do this sort of. He wants people to talk about everything but his record. He wants us focused on everything but what a horrible job he's done as our congressman and why it's time to send him home. And you know, and that's why this ad does things like this. People are rejecting this sort of politics, and I'm glad to see that people aren't falling for this. And we knew that. People in the 51st District were very smart, very intelligent voter, great community, and we deserve a lot better than a congressman who would stand up there and tell a lie on TV.
Well, it's definitely got a lot of reaction. It's a little 10-second portion of this 30-second ad. For those of you who have not seen this, let's take a look at the ad right now.
What do we know about Nick Popovich? One, he didn't vote in 11 years. Didn't care, not once in 11 years.
The implication there is that you have not voted in the past 11 years. Now, we've done some of our own research here. We've looked at your past voting record for the past several years. We discovered that you did vote in 2010. You voted 2008, 2006, 2004. You have voted in the past 11 years.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The 2004 year was very interesting because that was the year that you were actually injured in Fallujah while fighting overseas in Iraq. You came back, got some treatment, you lost your eye in that battle, and you came back and you passed a ballot right after you left the hospital.
On election day, I was in Balboa Naval Hospital right here in San Diego, and I was stationed on 29 Palms, which is about 160 miles away. So one of my fellow Marines, Master Gunner Sergeant Dangerfield, gave me a lift all the way out there to a firehouse out there, which was our polling booth out there in 29 Palms to cast that vote. And we were, well, you know, we're speeding out there to get there before the booth closed. That election was very important for me to cast my vote. That was the Bush-Kerry.
Okay, so that was an important election. You found it to be a priority for you yourself to make sure you cast your ballot.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
so the implication that you don't think voting is necessary or important to you is in your mind not
no,
true.
absolutely, and you know, I understand that's a very important right we have as an American, and you know, and understand me and my fellow Marines, you know, and soldiers, sailors, airmen, we out there fight every day for people's right to do. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that casts the yeah. So it's amazing that the chair of the Veterans Committee would besmirch a veteran's voting record in the way he has.
Okay, so we wanted to figure out what Bob Filner was talking about. By the way, Bob Filner was invited. He was scheduled to be here this morning.
That's why I came. I wanted to talk to him face to face.
You can talk to him face to face. Representative Filner canceled over the weekend. He said he has some scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, I bet he did.
So he's not here this morning, but you are here to answer it. We wanted to find out what he might be talking about. There was a period, you voted in '92. There was a period of about 8 years where you did not cast a ballot. This appears to be what Bob Filner is talking about, not the past 11 years, but there was an 8-year period of elections where you did not cast a ballot, according to the records that we have pulled up. What were you doing during those years?
Sure, now we're talking, you know, almost 2 decades ago. We're talking 18 years ago. And I was serving as an active duty Marine. I was commanding a tank with the 1st Marine Division, and it takes you to a lot of different places. So, you know, did I cast an absentee ballot during that time? I wish I could tell you I even remember. I don't remember who I voted for in the Dole Clinton campaign, for instance. You know, I was commanding a tank around the world. I'm not trying to be evasive with this. I just honestly just don't remember back 18 years who I voted for back then.
So you were serving overseas during that time, and in some of these elections you were actually overseas?
Yes, during some of these, yes.
Okay, and you're fighting some. Talk about your time in Fallujah. The injury, that was in 2004. Was it April, May, in the springtime?
I got hit in the April fight of 2004, and that was the first battle for Fallujah. And I'll tell you, that was, you know, the counterinsurgency is a tough fight. All right, our young men and women over there fighting this counterinsurgency. It's hard work. And so Fallujah was actually one of those things where things worked out in our favor, because the hardest thing in a counterinsurgency is finding the enemy. And in Fallujah, that was one that came out very openly to fight with us. So for us, fighting openly into the streets, that's something we do very well. So Fallujah was a good battle for us in the way things go. But yeah, I got hit in that battle.
Okay. Nick Popovich, thank you for your time. The election, of course, is tomorrow. Nick Popovich running against the incumbent Bob Filner. We hope to have Bob Filner on this morning, who was not able to attend the scheduled meeting this morning. All about this advertisement that says you haven't voted. You have voted in the last 11 years.
Yes.
And we thank you for your time, sir.
All right, thanks,
All right.
Tom. Appreciate it.
Best of luck. All right, Dan.